Hello everyone, welcome to the Canadian Edge. Time to do another review, and the knife on the table today is from Black Tusk. It's a company, I believe they're out of Burnaby, BC, Canada, and this is the first I've had to do with them. I haven't handled any of their knives before, and this one came across my path, and so I thought I'd do a quick review for you and let you know what it's like. This one's the Black Tusk Hangdog. So it has a blade length of 2.913 inches, open at 6.89 inches, and closed it is 4.02 inches. The steel on this is a D2 steel, which is nice. And the weight on it is 3.2 ounces. The handle is G10 or carbon fiber. You can get the two different handles. This one is the G10, gray colored G10. The pocket clip on it is a right hand deep carry tip up. So it's only geared for right-handed, but you can operate the knife ambidextrously, and so it could be used left-handed. You just have to carry it in a right-handed fashion. It does have the dual thumb stud for opening, or it has similar to the Benchmade's Axis lock. They have what they call the hinge lock, and it works identical to the Axis lock, which allows you to flick open the blade like you would a Benchmade knife as well. And so I've noticed a couple different companies have copied this pattern as well and put it on their knives. So this one's called the hinge lock. It has stainless steel liners on it, open spine with the barrel spacers in there, and there's no milling or skeletonizing of the liners, which makes it a little heavier. If they would have maybe skeletonized those a bit, you could have cut down the weight. Not that 3.2 ounces is a crazy weight, but and it does have a lanyard hole at the back here. And so for those of you who like lanyards, you can put a lanyard in. And it's kind of an interesting because it doesn't have anything at the back here to support that. So your lanyard would be exposed at that part. Not that that's a big deal, but yeah, it's just different. A lot of knives will also put not a spacer but a pipe in there so that it gives a little more stability. And I'm just going to give this a quick wipe because it's a little dirty there. I did wipe it before the review, and you'll see it also has a open end fuller on there as well. And so this is so far a good knife. I've only had it in my possession for a few days here and playing with it. I like the aesthetics. The blade shape is a little bit similar maybe to, again, Benchmade. I do have a mini Griptalion, and I guess they're quite different, but it just reminded me a little bit of a Benchmade style, the way it looks. And so I like the aesthetics of this knife. I think it's a good looking knife. For me, it fits the bill. The ergonomics on it are really good. I would have liked to seen a little bit of jimping up here just to give you that, because your thumb does slide, especially if you were sweating a bit. It would slide, so if they had some jimping up there, that would just give it that little extra grip and that would be nice. I like the lock. It's a good locking system that Benchmade patented, and now, as I say, other companies have copied. It's just easy to work with, and I know, like, my wife likes it too. She doesn't have to try and find the liner lock on some of the knives that she's used, and so it makes it easy to put the blade away. So yeah, the grip is comfortable on it. The G10 scales are a little thinner than the carbon fiber scales. The carbon fiber is a little bit wider than what this is, and so for a bigger hand you'd probably find the carbon fiber a little more comfortable. I have a medium-sized hand, and so I find the G10 to be a little more comfortable. And I gotta say, in the pocket, this thing fits really well. They did a nice job of rounding out the knife there on the back, on the spine, and there's no edges. So when you put your hand in, your hand just glides down the spine of this thing, and it's very comfortable in the pocket. And of course, with the deep carry, the only thing sticking out is the lanyard hole, and so it fits really well into the pocket. A couple of things I don't like about it: the pocket clip screws are elevated, so they will do a little bit of wear and tear on your pocket. I prefer to see them flush or countersunk, but it's a small aesthetic thing, nothing too horrible, and it does line up well down the middle, as you can see, but there's no blade play side to side, but there is slight blade play up and down. You can just feel it. So over time, I'm wondering, as this gets used and broke in more, just how much blade play you're gonna get in that. And maybe it's just this knife, I don't know. I haven't handled any of the other hangdogs to try that, but you do slightly notice there is a little bit of blade play up and down, which hopefully will not turn into an issue down the road. But these would be a good everyday carry knife. They'd be a good camp knife. Throw them in your backpack or in your pocket for camping, or if you're doing jobs around your garage, around the house, they would be a good knife for that. And let's see, check the sharpness on it. The D2, it should be fairly sharp. Oh, and my paper is... There we go. That's a little better. You know how you just get the wrong angle on paper and it doesn't want to cooperate with you. So it does cut paper, and let's check out the old zip tie, because everybody's got to cut a zip tie at some point, right? Oh, it cuts quite easily, except it did start riding up the curve of the blade. So you want to watch that if you're using it. Oh, cut through that without any real effort. And how about the nylon cord? Same thing. Just kind of pull back on the cord and it goes through. So size-wise, the Ontario Knife Company Rat 2, you can see they're very much, pretty much the same size. And then we get the Benchmade Mini Griptilian in there, and So they're all roughly the same size. And I'll grab the Spyderco Tenacious, and it is a bit bigger. So you've got at least ½ inch of blade length compared to the Hangdog. So it's a mid-size knife, and I think it would be a good knife. The few days that I've played with it, I've opened different packages and whatnot, and it goes through everything that I've tried opening with it quite easily. And as I say, it fits in the pocket great. So it would be a nice EDC. As long as that blade plate doesn't increase, it would be a good knife. And you can get them on sale for around $50. As far as I know, they might only be for sale in Canada at this point. I could be wrong on that. There might be some other companies that carry them, but House of Knives in Canada carries them, and they run, well, full price I think they're about $70, but on sale they're about $50. So not bad. D2, G10, as long as the blade holds up with the pivot system. And the pivot system, I forgot to mention, is pretty decent. I didn't take it apart to see exactly what's in there, and I can't really see, but I don't think it's on bearings at all. I think it's probably a copper washer or something in there. I could be wrong, but it does have a good pivot. When I got it in my possession, I did have to put a little lubrication on it because it did have a little squeak to it, but after a few drops of lubrication and working it, opening and closing it for a few times, it works pretty good. So that is the Black Tusk Hangdog. And as I say, you can find those at House of Knives here in Canada. So thank you for joining me on this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe and leave a comment. Until next time, you stay safe and stay sharp.